Hi and welcome back. In this video, we're looking at class method and static method decorators. We've looked at how we can define classes and methods, and including some special methods like dunder init and dunder len. And all these methods had something in common, which is the self parameter at the start. As a reminder, I've written here some code, which is the student class that we've already seen. We've got self and self. Remember, we can call this parameter whatever we want, but the convention in Python is to call it self. The most important thing about this parameter is the value that it points to, the value that it represents, which is the object. When we create a new object from this student class, and we call any of its methods, we are automatically passing in the self parameter, and we've seen that. Let me just paste some code in here, which creates a new student, Rolf, then it appends a couple of marks to him, and then prints out the average function. Remember, what this is doing is just doing student.average and passing in Rolf. So we're accessing the average method of the student class, and we're passing Rolf in as the first argument. Rolf.average does the same thing, only Python does this for us in the background. So when we do object.method, that really is doing class.method and then passing the object in there. And this knowledge lets us do some pretty weird stuff. I don't recommend you do this, as it's going to break things, but we could do something like student.average hello, passing in a string. Obviously, this is not going to work because the average method here expects an object that has a marks property. A string does not have a marks property, so when we run this, it's going to tell us that a string doesn't have an attribute marks. See? But nonetheless, you can do this because self can be anything you want. As I said earlier, the important thing is the value that self represents, which should be an object of type student, so that it has these name, school, and marks properties. Just remember that self is a parameter like any other, and you can give it any value you want. However, doing hello